I'm Megan from Core Foundation Studio, and I'm here to help you build a strong core and a balanced foundation. Today I have a bar workout for you. All you'll need are a light set of weights. I will not be using weights today due to my wrist acting up, so if you have weights around 2 to 3 pounds, please feel free to use them during our arm section, and I'll let you know when that begins. Okay, let's get our bodies nice and warm. We're just going to start by marching our legs, just bringing those knees up towards that chest, lowering those shoulders, kind of rolling them down that spine. Feeling nice and tall, feeling a string pulling you up. Bringing those arms up into high V. We're just going to bring them into our sides W and back out. In and out as our knees come up. Keeping that tailbone tucked, engaging that core. That means just really tightening it in, feeling it with every move. We're gonna bring those legs up to kick and keep those hands up in high V. Kick. Straight leg kicks. Feeling that length in those legs. Don't stick that butt out, keep it nice and under. Pointing those toes as they come. We're gonna tap that opposite arm to the opposite toe. Tap and tap. Bringing it down like a little karate chop. Lowering and relaxing those shoulders. We're gonna twist past those legs. Same movement, but we're just gonna move that core a little bit off to the side, past that leg. 4, 3, 2, twist around, past that leg, really warming up that core. Deep breath in and out. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bringing those feet into small V, rounding those arms, bringing them down and up. Little plie and up. Feet are about a pizza slice apart. Your feet might be a little more in. Depends on your turnout. If it feels uncomfortable on your knees, try turning that, bringing those toes in a little bit closer towards each other. Tucking that butt under, just getting the movement in. We're gonna keep those arms up. 4, 3, 2, bringing them up, opening them up, swing side to side, really bending at that core, making sure it's nice and warm, ready for that bar. We're gonna tap the opposite direction. So it's almost like an extension of that bend. So tapping out, keeping that nice and long, almost like you've got a nice long line as you're tapping. Just a little bit more to warm up that core. Then we're gonna grab those weights if you would like them. I won't. I slipped on some ice and it hurt my wrist. So no weights for me, but please, if you have them, feel free to grab them. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping those feet nice and wide. For wide feet, we're gonna bend down, bringing our arms out to T, coming up to wide V, keeping those shoulders down, getting that movement in. Butt is tucked under. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see, going down and up. Knees are trying to get in line with those toes. Up and down. Keeping that butt under. You got this. 4 more down. We're gonna hold. 3, 2, holding here. Relax those shoulders. Holding here. We're gonna lift that right heel. Lift it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Left foot. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Holding here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing those arms into goalpost. We're gonna bring it up. Create a little more room. And down. Up. Down. Now when you go into that wide V, it's okay if you're only coming this slow. Working your optimal range of motion. You've got those weights, your biceps and your shoulders should be feeling it because I don't have any weights and I am definitely feeling it. 4 more. 3, then we're gonna stand tall. 2, last one, standing tall, rotating those palms in, coming down and up for overhead tricep. If at any point you have weights and you would like to let them go, feel free to. We're giving those legs a break. But since we're working those arms, they don't get a break yet. Relax that rib cage. It's not sticking out and arching your back. Try and keep those elbows close to that side, engaging that core. Just up and down. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, we're gonna swing them all the way down to the toes and coming halfway up, staying in a squat. You can also come to your knees to bend down if that's a little bit nicer on your joints. But if you can, come all the way down and up. Really pushing through those heels. Feet are about hip distance apart. It's really cold in my garage, so I hope I'm not sniffling too much. We're gonna hold up in that squat position. 4 more. 3, nice flat back. 2, bring those shoulders away from that neck. Last one. Pulsing those arms up, bringing them up for 8, 7, 6, stay in that squat. 4, 3, 2, 1, coming all the way up, standing all the way nice and tall, and coming back down, swinging those arms up. Up, down. Back is flat. There's no arch in that back. 4 more, then we're gonna stay standing nice and tall. 3, 2, last one, bringing those arms to T, stepping out wide, bringing them to center, feet are in small feet. Wide, center. Getting that movement in, feeling like a ballerina. You're holding a beach ball. We're making a nice pizza. It's not in here. Make a nice round beach ball, hugging a ball, hugging a tree. Slight bend as we step. We're gonna hold in that center. 4, 3, 2. Last one, holding here, just pulsing up. Feet are staying in that small V. Remember, we all have a different little pizza in between our heels and our feet. The pizza might be a little bit smaller, and that's okay. Pulsing those arms up. We're gonna alternate lifting those arms. 4, 3, 2. Last one, right arm and down. Left and down. Right and down. Left and down. Keeping those shoulders down as you raise them. They're not coming up and hugging your ear. Keep it nice and low. Relax those shoulders, relax that spine. Keep that butt underneath. We're gonna lift both arms together in a few. 4, 3, 2. Last one, each side. Bringing them up and down, up and down, up and down. As you're doing this, I want you to rotate those feet into parallel. I want you to step them wide. We can do some side lunges. Then we'll do a little stretch. 4, 3, 2, last one. Turning those palms down, facing outward, coming down to that right side, coming down to the toes if you can, raising those arms up. You can also come down to your knee as you switch to the other side and up. So that option is there for you to come all the way down to those toes or to come to those knees and up, down and up. Pushing through that heel, really using that butt and that glute to drive that force up. Keeping that back flat, keeping that chest up. Don't close off your chest as you go down and up. 4 more. 4, 3, though we're standing tall. 2, last one. We're gonna rotate those palms up and down, up and down. You can walk those feet in as we rotate those palms. Feet are about hip distance apart. Rotating, keeping them about shoulder height. Rotating. Feeling those biceps, those triceps, really engaging. Engage that core as well. We've got 4 more, let me hold here. 3, 2, last one. Holding with palms down, we're gonna pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 8, palms up for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing those arms down, rolling out those shoulders. Little bicep stretch here. All right, we're heading to that bar. Your left hand's on that bar, that right leg is on the outside. You can also be using a table or chair. Starting with that right foot, just gonna come out to tap front and come back to that heel. Out. You can have your hand on your hip, or as it comes out, raise that arm. It's up to you. Start where you're comfortable. Just pointing and flex and bringing that toe back in towards that heel. Taking that small feet, making that small pizza slice with your feet. There's a slight bend in that standing leg. We're not locking that knee into place. You might be able to hear a little bit of a brush of my foot brushing along that floor. You're gonna hold that foot out in that front tap position, that tendu position. 4, 3, 2. Holding out here, keeping that foot nice and pointed. We're gonna lift and lower. We're using that inner thigh to really draw the leg up towards that chest. Lifting up, down, up, and down. Down. Keeping that bent leg. Now in bar, it's intended for you to work both leg muscles. And you might even start to feel more of that standing leg doing more of that work. We're gonna hold that leg up, using that inner thigh. 4, 3, 2. Holding up as high as you can, really finding lengthen that leg like you're trying to touch the wall. Can you get it any straighter? Is there a ruler behind that knee? For 4, 3, you can do it. Doesn't need to be very high. 2, and 1. Bringing it down to the side. We're gonna tap out to the side, bend over that bar, back up, bring it in. Tap out, over. A nice little stretch for that stomach, for that side core. Relaxing that shoulder. Keeping that butt tucked under, meaning it's not sticking out. You're not purposely arching your back because you want to keep that optimal spine. Meaning it's just nice and neutral. We're going to keep those heels together in 4, 3, 2. Last one, keeping those heels in. Those heels are kissing, hand on your hip. Just bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. As I'm bending and I'm straightening, it's as if there's a wall behind me. I'm not going like this and sticking my butt out. That's going to create lower tension on my back and more emphasis on my knees than needs to be. So I'm really focusing on keeping that butt under. My knees are going towards those toes as much as possible. I can always bring that turnout in a little bit more if my pizza slice needs to be smaller. Just bending and straightening. 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're going to rise on those toes. Heels are kissing. Now we're going to repeat the same motion, just down and up with our heels kissing. And up, down, and up. Now you're really going to feel it in those glutes, really going to feel it in those quads, that your legs are really moving. Again, not sticking that butt out. It's as if I'm standing against a wall and I'm going to slide up and down and up, lifting and lowering. Engage that core. It'll help with balance. If you feel so inclined, you can take both arms off of that bar. I'm a little bit of an incline, so I have much going for me here. We're gonna hold down in that plie, down, in, 4, 3, 2. Last one, holding here for 8, 7, 6, 5. Can you balance for 4, 3, 2. Last one, straightening those legs, coming on out of it, coming up to second position or that wide V. We're gonna do a small bend and coming up on those toes. That's releve. Down and up. Really using that arm as it comes down. Rising up into that V position to T. Just lifting and lowering. We're going to go into a curtsy lunge, and then we're going to create a combo. We're going to go into that curtsy lunge though in 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bringing that right leg back behind, directly in line. We want to make sure we're nice and square. Curtsy lunge is coming all the way down, tapping the inside of that toe and up. Now you also have the option to come right here, right to that knee. But again, we're staying nice and neutral as we come into that curtsy lunge. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Down and up. I am on a little bit of an incline, so it might look like I'm bending a little too much, but I'm really trying to keep equal weight in both of those legs. 2 more, then we're going to combine it with that releve. We're gonna come down for that curtsy, out, releve, and down, back to curtsy, out, releve, and down, curtsy lunge, out, up, and down. Four more. We're gonna stay out in that wide second position. Last two. Last one. Keeping that wide position, turning towards that bar. In a lunge, we're gonna go down in a lunge and just tap that foot behind you. Reset, down in a lunge, and tap. Now again, we're keeping equal weight in those hips, equal weight in those legs as we come down and up. We're gonna kick that leg out of that lunge. In 4, 3, 2, and add a little kick. It's not very high. We're staying nice and slow. So we have time to reset. Trying not to arch that back. We're gonna hold up in 3, 2, holding up here. Standing nice and tall, getting a little bit of a reset, meaning aligning those hips, adding a little bit of a bending knee to that standing leg. Just lift and lower, pointing that through that leg so it's nice and straight. My shoes kind of prevent me from showing you that I'm really pointing my toe. If you looked inside, you would see it's nice and curved. So I'm really trying to elongate through that leg. We're gonna hold up. 4, 3, 2. Holding up here, squaring off those hips. You don't want more emphasis. We're not opening wide, really making sure that both of our hips are in line with each other, meaning you could draw a square on your body and it would look nice and square. All right, we're gonna bring that foot in. We're gonna flex that foot, bring it in towards our booty. We're gonna point and bring it back down. Flex and point. Flex and point. Feeling how the different muscles feel when you point and you flex. You feel a little bit of a difference in that leg muscle. You've got 2 more. Last one, flex and point. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of a break, crossing over for figure 4. Gonna move on, but I can feel that I'm really tensing up, so I want to give you just a little break. All right, you can continue stretching or pause if you would like, but let's pretend like we just came down. We're gonna step out to wide second with a slight bend, and we're just gonna turn towards that bar and tap. Out and tap. Out and tap. We're gonna kick that leg into and 1. Kick it up as you come towards that bar. Four more, then we'll switch to the other side. 2. Last 1. Adding on an extra stretch if you would like. I'm going to turn my bar around. We're going to repeat on the other side. So you're going to have that left foot ready to go. Bringing in that first position, that small V position. Hand on your hip, or as it comes out, just tapping it front. Slight bend in that standing leg. Lifting and lowering. feeling that body, working on that other side. Engage that core, keep that shoulder, both of those shoulders down. Holding that foot front in 4, 3, 2. Holding it here, we're gonna lift and lower. Really engaging those leg muscles, those inner thigh leg muscles, and that quad to really drive it up towards that chest. It doesn't need to be very high. We're gonna hold that leg up in 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it here. You've got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it to that small V, bringing it out to that second position or towards that side, bending over that bar, bringing it in. Step out, up. Tapping that foot. Engaging those inner muscles, those inner thigh muscles. As you bring that foot in, you zip up those legs. 4 more bends. 3 more. 2. We're gonna hold those feet in towards each other. We're gonna turn them towards parallel. They are parallel. They're nice and close together. We're gonna do what we did before. We're gonna bend and straighten, but this time our feet are parallel. Before they were in that small V. Again, you can add that arm in if you would like. But again, we're not sticking that butt out, turning to the side so you can see. Trying to keep that body nice on that wall, up and down, that imaginary wall, that imaginary string that's pulling you up nice and tall. We're gonna come up on those heels, or up on those toes, lifting those heels. 4, 3, 2. Last one, raising up on those heels, coming up. Again, just bending. Notice how it's not sticking that butt out. We're not doing that, just keeping it nice. Up and down. And turn back towards you. 4, 3. We're gonna come out to that wide V. 2. Last one, coming out to that wide V, coming up to that releve and down. Up and down. And down. Up. Lowering those shoulders away from those ears. Keeping that butt under. We're gonna add in that curtsy lunge. 4, 3, 2. And coming down to that curtsy, making sure our body is in line. Coming down to tap that heel in front, or coming to that knee and lifting tall, making sure that our body is in line. We're not putting too much emphasis on that front leg or that back leg. All equal weight. Forgot I'm going all the way down. 3 more, then we'll come out and add that releve in. 2. Last one. We're gonna curtsy out, up, and down. Curtsy out, and down. Feeling nice and tall. 4 more, and we'll stay in that wide V. Last 2. Last one. Turning towards that bar, coming in for that lunge and tap. resetting, and tap. Lunge, and tap. Lunge, tap. Making sure those hips and everything, those legs are nice and aligned. 4 more, then we add a kick. 3, 2, and kick as we come up. Lunge and kick, lunge and kick. Equal weight in all 10 toes, all the heel that you got in front. I couldn't remember what it was called. That front leg, getting all that weight in that heel. 3 more, then we hold up. 2, holding up here. Straightening out that body, making sure everything's nice and aligned. Just gonna lift and lower. Feeling it through that leg, through the back of that leg. Lift and lower. Straight through those hips. Not opening it wider. Really trying to use those butt muscles. Straightening that leg. Holding that leg out, straight in, 4, 3, 2, holding it out nice and straight like there's a ruler behind that leg. We're gonna point and flex. We're gonna flex as we bend and point as we straighten. So we're going to flex that foot, bring it in towards that booty, point, bring it out, and flex. And point, feeling those muscles really engage. Flex and point. Flex and point. 4 more. Flex. 3. Last 2. Last one. If you need to take a stretch, I'm not going to. Gonna come out to that wide second, turning towards that bar. Wide and tap. Now it's just a very slight bend. We're not doing a nice deep bend here, just a nice little bend. We're gonna kick out that leg. 4, 3, 2, and kick. For 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bringing those legs into figure 4. It really helps to stretch out behind those legs. And the other side. Ooh, this one's really tight. All right, we're coming onto the ground for abs. We're gonna start with a plank, but don't worry, we're starting on our knees. And we'll go up onto our toes if you really would like to. If you would like that challenge. We're gonna create like a number 11 with our arms, bringing them down to the ground. We're gonna start on our knees. Our butt is nice and flat. Our elbows are underneath those shoulders. Really engaging that core. If you are not really feeling anything in the core, check your butt. If you're coming up like this, it's not really gonna do much. You're also gonna put more strain on your shoulders and your elbows. So making sure you've got a nice 11 in front of you. Your shoulders are over those elbows and that butt is down. Holding here. Now if you would like, you can bring those legs down and get on those toes. We're just gonna finish here for 10. Straight legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down on those knees and rolling onto that back. We're gonna work on a standard crunch. We're gonna have our feet about hip distance apart. Bring bringing our hands behind our head, and they're just there for stabilization. We're not using it as support. So our arms are not doing the work, really engaging that core. We're gonna lift and lower. Our lower back is touching the ground. You can't really put a hand under there, and that's what you want. Protecting that lower back. You want to be able to put a fist underneath that chin, lifting and lowering. If your neck is hurting at all, push your head into those hands. That was one of the tricks that I learned that really helps with neck fatigue. Even after years of doing crunches and things with my neck, it doesn't work. Neck doesn't like it, it's not strong enough. So, I push my head into my hands. We're just lifting and lowering, really engaging those abdominal muscles. Or more, then we're gonna bring those knees in for bicycle. 3, 2, last one. Bringing those knees up to tabletop. They're about 90 degrees. We're gonna alternate bringing those knees in and tapping the opposite elbow to them. Tapping the opposite elbow. Other side. Switching. We're gonna speed it up here just a little bit, but making sure you're keeping that lower back on the ground. Your elbows don't exactly have to touch. If they do, great. We're gonna speed it up. 2 counts of 8. In 4, 3, 2. You don't have to speed up, you can stay at this pace. Last one slow for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 8 more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last. 1. Bringing them down to the ground. Bringing your elbow or your arms up to your elbows. Coming up on your elbows, I'm sorry. Straightening those legs. Bringing that chin off of that chest. Coming out, we're not gonna slouch down. Really rising up above it. We're gonna take that leg, whichever leg is closest to me. I'm gonna start with my left. I'm gonna bring that knee in, bring it back down, but I'm not gonna set it on the ground, I'm gonna raise it up. And switching sides. Bring it in, stretch it out, up and down, but not tapping on that ground in the middle. Keeping it nice and high. It doesn't go to the ground until it has finished straightening. In, out, up, and down. In, up, and down. 4 more each side. 3 more. Coming up out of those shoulders. Last 2. Last one each side. We're gonna end with a flat back hinge. Coming up out of that lower body. That lower body to the ground. We're gonna come up. We're gonna have a nice flat back. Using our hands behind our knees. Our knees are not holding our hands in place. We're just using it as sort of like a guide. We're gonna lift and lower. Those hands are just there for stabilization. I can even take my hands off and still do the same motion. Just lift and lower. Nice straight back, engaging that core. So our last few. We're gonna bring those hands into prayer and end with a little twist. 4, 3, 2. Last one, bringing those hands in as far as you can go back, twisting. Pausing slightly in the middle before you twist to the other side, like you're trying to touch that elbow to the ground. It's obviously not going to, but you can try. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, coming up over that head, bringing in a nice stretch in. Bringing it all the way over for a fold over. Slowing down that breath. Whew. Slowly coming on up, going onto that back, bringing those knees into that chest, and just kind of rolling on that lower back to massage it. Bringing those feet to the ground, lifting that left leg or that right leg, it's up to you, you can start whatever you would like. For a figure four, crossing that foot over that knee and bringing the opposite knee in close to that body. You can also push on that knee that's up in the air, that's doing the figure four, to really get a nice stretch behind that leg. Switching sides in 4, 3, 2, and switching sides. Again, bringing that knee in, hugging with those hands behind that second knee. You can always add in a little push. For 4, 3, 2. Coming on out of it, bringing your hands behind your knees. You're just gonna roll up until you can come all the way up, using that body as momentum. Cupping underneath those toes. Rolling that butt up into the air. Getting a nice full body, fold over stretch. Releasing that neck. It's all right if you're about here or if you're here. It's all about whatever is most comfortable for you when stretching. If you're in pain, lighten up on that movement just a little bit to release some of that pain that you should not be experiencing. I'm going to spread my feet a little bit wider, about hip distance apart. I'm going to wrap my hands on my elbows and I'm just going to swing side to side, releasing that lower back. Falling backwards a little bit. Pausing in that middle, putting the hands back to the ground. I'm going to bend my knees slightly as I roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. We're going to head roll. So we're rolling that head one way. I'm going left first, which should be your right. One more that way, then we'll reverse. And switching to the other way. Last one, rolling out that neck. We're gonna do 2 deep breaths in, and you're more than welcome to stretch a little bit longer if you need to. You can always stretch your quads, like so. It's up to you. We're gonna do 2 deep breaths in. And deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And out. And give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I can't wait to hear from you. And I hope to see you next week.